Hey guys, welcome to PHENOMSOUND. In today's RIDDIM sound design tutorial, we are going to find out how to make classic, quite commonly used FLANGED RIDDIM bass, which sounds like this. I would like to remind you that this FL Studio project, all of the Serum presets and all of the samples from it are available on my Patreon page. So make sure to check it out. There is a ton of interesting music production content that you might like. Also, don't forget to check my Serum preset pack. It is a RIDDIM, 2-route and Nero preset pack with a lot of heavy basses and some melodic stuff. So also make sure to check it out. The links are in the description of this video. And here's the sound solo. Alright, let's start from scratch, and I'm going to reset the post-processing because I have a couple of plugins on this sound currently. So we are going to be working with the dry version of it and get to the post-processing a bit later. Okay, let's set the first oscillator to the Monster 8 and set the octave to -2. Let's set the wavetable position at 100 and automate it using the first LFO. Set it at 30. Also, we are going to automate the level of this oscillator. And I'm going to select my pre-saved envelope, which is looking like this. You can just copy-paste this one. I'm enabling the triggering and setting the rate to 1.5. Nice, let's enable the second oscillator, and this one is going to be the RIDDIM 3. Set the octave to -2 as well. Automate the level. Set the unison to 2. Let's set the wavetable position at 60 and the automation at 40. Then we are going to enable the noise. Select the Sim Mic Bleed from the Organics section. Set the pitch at 49 and move the level down to then automate it using the first LFO. Make sure to enable the direct out. And let's enable the filter. We are going to be using the band notch 12. Don't get confused with the high notch or band pass. It must be exactly the band notch 12. And let's enable the filtering of the B oscillator and the noise as well. Set the cutoff at 17. And the automation at 58. Move the resonance down. Set the drive at 30%. And the frequency knob at 85%. Let's also automate it and set it to -60. Set the mix knob of this filter at around 60 or 65. Now let's switch to the second LFO and add some pitch automation. On the master tuning, let's make this LFO look like this. Switch to the Matrix tab and select the master tuning from the global section. Make it unipolar by clicking on this arrow and select the LFO number 2 as the source of the automation. Set the amount at 5. Perfect. Let's get to the Effects tab and enable the hyperdimension. Set the mix at 20 or 25%. Size at 20%. And the mix at 20 or 25 as well. Enable the distortion and make sure it's the tube 1 and set the drive at 93%. Then we are going to use the flanger with the mix set at 70% and the rate set at 0.3 Hz. Set the depth and the phase all the way up and the feed at 3 o'clock. Now we have nice flanging movement. Let's also enable the phaser. Set the mix at 75%. Set the rate at 0.1 Hz. Depth at 40. Frequency at 110. Set the feed at 55% and the phase all the way down. Then let's enable the compressor. Make sure it's the multiband one and set the gain at 17 dB. Set the high frequency compression at 116 and move the lows all the way down. Then we are going to enable the delay with the feedback set at 70%. Unlink it from BPM, set the left and the right delay time at around 10. Enable the ping pong mode. Set the frequency over here at 4100 and the Q at 1.5. Set the mix at 70. Now we have nice riddimish metallic tail and this sound became a lot smoother. You can go even higher with the mix of this delay just as you like. And next we are going to be using the filter. As you can see, there are quite a lot of effects on this sound, pretty much all of them except the chorus and the EQ. So we are almost there. Hang on, let's select the flange minus filter. Set the cutoff at 900 Hz, automate it and set it to -13. Also automate the resonance, set it at 41. And set the drive at around 40%. And finally, let's enable the reverb. By the way, I have to tell you one very important thing. Make sure that you have all of these effects sorted exactly like you are seeing it over here, because it's very important to keep this kind of hierarchy in this kind of sound. Otherwise, you can get a bit different results. So final effects is going to be the reverb. Make sure it's set to whole, set the size at 1%. And the decay at 1 second. So it's really tiny. Set the low cut at 10% and the high cut at 65. And set the spin depth at 50%. Leave the mix set at 20%. Also, I like to set it to legato to play with the MIDI. And let's get to the post-processing. I'm using the OTT, of course, with the downwards compression set at 40%, depth at 75, high frequencies at around -7 dB, mids at -3, and the lows at -2 dB. Then I'm saturating this sound using the Melda Production Free Saturator with the dry wet set at 100%. And I'm EQing it, removing the low frequencies and some of the 1700 Hz frequencies, which are really harsh. Then I'm adding some mastering plugins. Those are really subtle. There is a maximizer, which is basically a limiter, and I'm having another saturated. This time it's really soft one with the dry wet set at 6.5%. And I'm EQing it like this. And once again, we are having something like this as our final result. Feel free to hit the join button below and check my in-depth mixing and mastering tutorials that I'm posting for my Dubstep Guru YouTube members. You'll definitely find a lot of interesting information there to make your mix sound clean and fancy. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Make sure to visit my Patreon page and join my Discord server. Like this video, leave a comment and subscribe to PHENOMSOUND. This is really crucial. Wish you lots of inspiration and we will see you in my next video. Bye!